Hello everyone, hope you are having a great day and I welcome you all to this day 10 of AWS series. Today's session is about AWS Elastic Beanstalk. This session is going to be about how you automate work on AWS. So without any further ado, let's start the session.
Before we begin, subscribe to Intellipaat and don't forget to press the bell icon to get more updates.
We have seen the various Amazon services. We are going to learn about some more services on the management side, the deployment and managing of Amazon services. Till now, if you see, if you want to deploy applications, you might be using EC2, EBS. For monitoring, you would use the CloudWatch. For storage, S3, even EBS would be helpful for your persistent storage. For scaling, auto scaling, Elastic Load Balancer and CloudWatch. VPC for security, IAM for security, RDS for database. Now, we will be talking about the deployment and management. How do you deploy your application better way? How do you manage them better way? That is what we are going to cover. The Amazon Elastic Beanstalk. We would see what is Elastic Beanstalk. We would see about the key features. Now we are covering a few services where it's very important for us that we understand why they are used. We might not be going so deep down, but at the same time, their understanding why this would be useful and how would I use that service, it's very important for us. Elastic Beanstalk is a easy to use service for deploying and scaling web applications and services like Java, .NET, PHP, Node.js, Python, Ruby, Go, Docker, whatever stack you want to work with, it is available. What it does is, if you are a developer, suppose you are a developer, you want to deploy your application on Amazon. What are the steps you would be creating? You would be creating an application. Now it's a Java, you might be creating a var file or jar file, something like that. For .NET, it might be separate format, something you would be making over there. Whatever the version of your code, you would be uploading that to an EC2 environment. So you would be launching an EC2 environment. You would be managing this environment. So the management includes so many tasks like security, AMI creation, server setup, that's your Tomcat or PHP or whatever, your load balancer, your auto scaling, so version management whenever new version is coming, that you would be doing with the AMI also, backup management. Now log management, all these tasks you are doing in managing environment. What if there is a tool available which would be doing all these tasks on behalf of you? All these tasks it's doing on behalf of you. You only need to focus on creating an application and uploading here. Everything else is being taken care by this environment or this tool. What would you call that? Yes, I'm sure you would be saying it's an elastic beanstalk, you would call it. No, there is something different word also. It's a very easy to use, very simple. And the advantage is it gives you very quick deployment options. It supports various stakes, multiple stakes. It also supports the automated deployments. It's available free of the cost. No charge at all for all this management. Yes, any resource it you launches, like it launches an instance, it creates a load balancer, whatever it is doing, that would be, it's charging for that. It's a scalable because it's doing all this scaling activity on behalf of you. Highly reliable. It does support your version management too. This is a PaaS offering. It's a platform as a service offering for you, which is managing all the platform for you, your deployment, scaling, backup. A platform is offered to you. If you remember in our cloud computing video, we talk about this. This is a PaaS, which helps me manage my platform. Here, Elastic Beanstalk, where the developer would have a full control. Here you would have a root access to your EC2 instance also. And in that same instance, you can create your own applications also. It does support auto scaling, elastic load balancer, RDS, CloudWatch, so integrate with those application services. It also helps you Make your custom AMI. If you want to make your custom AMI, you can do that. Let's not stop that only Elastic Beanstalk is doing this. Elastic Beanstalk says, I am doing everything on behalf of you, but you are also free. If you want to do something more, you can do that. Important is, if you want to manage load balancer, you want to manage the auto scaling, you want to manage the CloudWatch part, you want to manage the EC2 configurations. Here with Elastic Beanstalk, everything available monitoring at single place, easy to manage for you. It gives you an automated deployment, automated version management. It has the manage environment settings. So all environment settings are managed by it. You can always modify that. Whenever you upload a version also, new version, it keeps the backup of the older version also. And whenever it is deploying this new version, it would automatic restart of server and AMI creation would be taken care by it. Whenever this version is doing, it also manages the log for that. So everything is easily managed by you with the Elastic Beanstalk. If you see under the hood, underlying how the Elastic Beanstalk would work for you is, it gives you an environment where you would ever, when you create an environment, it would be creating a various EC2 instances. That each EC2 instance would ever internally, if it's a Java stack, it would be having Amazon Linux. On top of that, there would be an Apache and Tomcat install out of that. Only thing you need to submit is application. Application would be automatically deployed on Tomcat. A log file would be created for that over there. Automatically it would be making an AMI also out of this. And this whole environment would be managing, it would be if required creating auto scaling, load balancer, everything it would be creating for you. If it needs to replicate more environment, it would be doing everything managed by Elastic Beanstalk. Let's see the demo of the Elastic Beanstalk and see how it helps us. So I am in my AWS console and I am going to the Elastic Beanstalk. Here currently I have no application available. As we say, it supports the multiple platforms: Java, Node.js, PHP, Python, Ruby, Tomcat, IIS, Go. These are the web servers you want to, or Dockers also, the containers also it supports. Pre-configured Docker with the Glassfish, Go, Python, it supports that. I can go and say create a new application on top. I give name something like this for Elastic Beanstalk. I shouldn't write. Now, which web server do you want to use? Do you want to use the web or do you want to use the worker environment? The web means you are going to deploy an application with the web server like Tomcat or something like that. I can say create. I'll say I'll go with the Java. Do you want to go with the single instance environment or do you want to go with the load balancing environment? I say go with the load balancing environment. I am okay. Now, do you want to upload your own application or you say no, use the sample application only? Whatever the sample application available with this Beanstalk, you can do that. It also supports the how do you update your application also. Sometimes you want to upload your application. What you can do is, if it's a with the load balance and all that, you can say 30% of the fleet only update that time, or only whenever you're applying a batches or patches, whenever you're applying new application, do it for one instance at a time, then do for the rest instance. Then this is my environment name would be, and my URL would be something like this. Let me check it's available or not. It is available. I just give some description and I say next. Do you want to create an RDS database also with that? If you want to, do you want to create this environment inside a VPC? I say yes, create inside a VPC. Okay, which key pair you want to use? I say use my original key pair, Intellipaat. Do you want to get notified anything about that? I say yes. Do you have any application health check URL you want to specify? I say no. Whatever the load balancers, these are the, now you see, these are all load balancer settings you are doing. You are making those checks here.
Just a quick info, guys. If you want to make a career in cloud and DevOps, then Intellipaat provides an advanced certification in cloud computing and DevOps by ENICT Academy IIT Roorkee, and it is taught by IIT Roorkee professors and industry experts. This course is designed to help you upskill and land in your dream job. Now, let's continue with the session.
Automatic updates, health checks, cross-zone load balancing, connection drainage, everything you would be supporting here. What would be your root volume? Do you want to say magnetic general purpose? Provision, I say general purpose. Do you want to specify a size of the root volume? I say no, go ahead, whatever is default, I would use that. What is the key? Name. So name is already, we have reserved. So if I want to give additional tag saying that environment, it's a demo environment, I can say that. Which VPC do you want to use? I say this is the default VPC. I want to go assign a public IP address. Yes. Do you want to use the ELB supports all zones? EC2 also supports here. So auto scaling would be also supporting. So here we are supporting for the ELB and the auto scaling, which zone it would be used. VPC security group, I can say use my Intellipaat security group. Elastic load balancer visibility, it's a external only, it should not be a internal. Do you want to create a role? No, I'll just go ahead with whatever it is. These are the settings we have configured. So you see application information, environment, it's a web server, 64-bit Linux with load balancing and auto scaling. Sample application we are using. Environment name is this. This would be my URL. It's a t1.micro. Key pair is Intellipaat. General purpose volume. VPC with security group. All is configured and I'll say launch. It has started creating environment for me. Isn't that easier? Everything is being taken care. Now we learned the load balancer, we learned the auto scaling, how do we configure everything. Here everything is taken care by a single platform. Wouldn't that be a fun and easier way to manage? It would be creating each and every. So you can see the log also at the bottom. What it is doing. Whenever it keeps doing everything, it would keep adding the things at the log also. So we can see, till the time it logs comes, we'll see different part. When I go to the configuration, you can modify various configuration. As I mentioned, it's one place to monitor or manage all your configurations. So here you can say, this is my auto scaling configurations, where it says number of instance 1, auto scaling by entity also defined here. So it says currently there is 0 instance, but minimum and maximum is set. It says minimum is 1, maximum is 4. It supports all availability zones. Cooldown period is 6 minutes. Scaling triggers are also set that on network out you scale out, network in you would be scaling up. So scale out means adding one instance or scale up over there. Scale in means you are decreasing the instance. If you want to set up the time based schedule based scaling, you can also set up that here. You can add a schedule event also here. So this is how you are configuring your Elastic Beanstalk with that. I come back to configuration. You would also see this is the instance type, storage type. If you want to modify that, you can do that. This is the notification. This is the software configurations. How the updates would be deployed. Your networking. So this is your load balancer thing. You want to set up. This is the listener port. If you want to use the SSL with that. Do you want to enable the session stickiness? Health check interval. This is how we configure health check with the elastic load balancer. So all the elastic load balancer parameters in a single page. Same way all your VPC parameters in a single page. Now remember what is happening. Till now we learned the various services. We learned the EC2, we learned the EBS, we learned the auto scaling, we learned the load balancer, we learned the VPC, we learned the CloudWatch. Now you see combine of everything is available in a single page. This is your pass. Gives you the power to manage your application. It would also keep generating the logs. What is happening? Currently, since application is not logged or launched, after that it will start generating the logs and do that. It will keep checking the health of this also. What is the instance ID? What is its status? You can see also here very easily. So load balancing request, latency, how it's performing, load average, everything available here easily. You can do your own monitoring with the CloudWatch. Alarms you want to configure, you can add alarms also. If you want to subscribe to various events, you can do that. You have given certain tags, it would be doing the tags also. If I go to my EC2 by now,
Just a quick info, guys. Test your knowledge of AWS by answering this question. Amazon S3 has how many pricing components? A. Only 4. B. Only 5. C. Only 3. D. Only 2. Comment your answer in the comment section below. Subscribe to Intellipaat to know the right answer. Now, let's continue with the session.
you would find that it has started launching one instance for me. The demo name which we give, it is the URL of this. This URL it is working on. It is having the various security groups. So it is having 3 security groups. One is Intellipaat, which says 80 and 22. Should just check the rules here. We can check the rules here. So it has opened 80, 22, 80, all rules it has opened here. So this rule it has added from the second rule is coming from this new security group it has created. The new rule says open port 80 for this security group. Now what is the security group? We will see that. This is SG414, which says open for some elastic load balancing security group. That's a 94. I add the second group also. This group allows over 80 traffic. So now load balancer is allowing the traffic on port 80. My security group allows traffic from port 80 from load balancer only. So if I directly try to hit this URL, it would not allow me. It would allow me because I have another security group which is added. That's Intellipaat. If I remove that, it should not work. Rather, it should not allow port 80 directly with this. Even if I have not selected Intellipaat, that is okay. It was not required because Elastic Beanstalk has created its own security group and manage everything on behalf of me. I believe everything is ready for me. It's still creating. Let's check the URL if it's available and working for me. You can see that's ready. Your first Elastic Beanstalk Java application is now running on your own dedicated environment in the AWS cloud. You can see how do you work with the Elastic Beanstalk. That's the links they have just given. How do you work with the logs? These are the things available. But this is my application is set up and running over here on port 80. So this is how you will be setting up your environment and how it would be working for you. We can now go ahead. We can see this is the environment. It must have created a load balancer also. A load balancer is having a URL something like this. This URL is mapped with my Elastic Beanstalk URL. And this is how it is managing. My load balancer is managed with the URL. So that is managed by the Elastic Beanstalk internally. It would not be using my Route 53. It would be using the Elastic Beanstalks, and how this load balancer URL is mapped, that is managed by the Elastic Beanstalk. But overall, everything, yeah. If you want to give a sensible name to this URL, then you can use the Route 53 on your own. You can use Route 53 and manage this. Otherwise, you can directly use your own or whatever they given by Amazon, you can use that. So this is how the Elastic Beanstalk works.
Just a quick info, guys. If you want to make a career in cloud and DevOps, then Intellipaat provides an advanced certification in cloud computing and DevOps by ENICT Academy IIT Roorkee. and it is taught by IIT Roorkee professors and industry experts. This course is designed to help you upskill and land in your dream job.
Now that we are done with the session, don't forget to subscribe to Intellipaat and press the bell icon to get the latest updates on Intellipaat.